what it takes to manage a fighter, get them into the promotional rankings, and get them actually established in the sport of boxing. This kid comes up to me into my DMs and asks me about being a manager. I go look at this kid's profile. He got 500 followers. I just couldn't believe it. I looked at him and I just said, you know what a manager actually thinks about immediately, what you're telling them when you got 500 followers and 1,000 posts. You're telling me that you're going to be a nightmare to promote, to manage, and to get on cards because you're lazy. You're a pro fighter and you're lazy. And here are the things that you got to relate to this, right? And I'm not being hard, I'm being real. Because what people don't realize is boxing is a business. And the only way that it makes sense is that you put asses in seats. And when you only got 500 people that you've convinced that you're worthy of following, it lets me know you can't fill up an arena with 10,000 people. So there's guaranteed losses in your future of money. I don't know what you think about your money, but I work hard to establish financial freedom. And when someone puts that at risk with all the years and decades that I've dedicated to what I do, then what is that telling me? It's telling me that, yeah, bro, yeah, you are a problem and I can't rock with you. So he looks at me and he's like, you know, I gave him, see, I don't manage, right? I sponsor, you know, we sponsor entities, athletes, and things of that nature. So I gave him the information of someone who actually manages fighters, MMA and boxing. And that was my response. That was me going out of my way. And so the minute I sent him that, he reaches out about an hour later. And so I'm looking at my DMs and I'm like, he's like, send me his box rec. Like his box rec's going to do something for me. So I look at his box rec and I'm thinking, bro, why are you sending me your box rec? I just told you to connect with the actual manager that I hooked you up with. Why are you not doing? I said, did you connect with the manager? The first thing this dude looks at me and says is, they don't want to work with me. And then so I say, well, let's unpack this conversation, because if you fight, you're undefeated, you got 500 damn followers, and nobody want to mess with you. What do you think it is? Well, don't nobody want to give me a chance. Give you a chance. Like someone who got into the field of promoting, somebody just decided to give them a chance. That's not how it works. You got to take what you got. This is kill or be killed. You eat what you kill. If you go out there and prove to yourself, you trying to tell me that Jake Paul earned a right to be in the ring with Tank Davis? Or did he work to position himself with crazy work ethic and making moves that made this happen? Right? You see, because everybody thinks that when you are in front of people that they are supposed to get that kind of green light shed in front of them. His name is KSI, Logan, ISO Speed. No, they were just regular dudes having a decision to make. The thing about it is, when it was time not to be lazy, they realize I ain't gonna be lazy. Jake Paul posted a video to YouTube for 800 straight days. You can't even do it for a week straight. 𝗙𝗍𝗍𝗍 got over 40 million followers, but he started out with one person and he kept pounding. You think that's by accident? That's willpower. That's because you're not lazy. This kid is doomed because all of those YouTube guys, I said it before, the YouTube fighters are taking over boxing because they're not lazy, and the fighters today are lazy. Very few will do all of the work. You know, I love Bud Crawford. I love his skill set. You know, I think he could have done a tremendous job with his PR. He could have really established his name vocally, verbally, using the platform for something other than fighting another guy. Conor McGregor has done tremendous big deals. It's just something that comes more when you put yourself out there as and build your own personal brand. So I just looked at the kid and I just said, you know, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Even you don't want to give me a chance. I'm just like, I got a damn family to feed. I ain't got time to be fucking with no lazy person. You don't know how hard I worked to get to where I got to. I got smart in my life and stopped allowing people to pull me back. And so I just say that you're lazy and you shouldn't be lazy because it's all the opportunity. I want a lot of you guys. Look at this. This right here. This is a set of mics. The mics are absolutely relevant. Let me see what's up, champ. What's up, man? What's good? Holla at me. Check in. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Holla at your band. Because I just want to give you guys some word when talking about something that you want to do in the sport of boxing. When you get to a place where you understand the responsibility of developing. The other night, you saw how Danny Garcia came back and he used all of that experience that he has and brought from the amateur ranks of boxing to the professional ranks of boxing. And he basically used basic footwork. A lot of people saw him do the catch, and we call this a catch and shoot counter because you can counter before the guy throws it, you can counter after the guy throws it, or you can counter him immediately when he hits you. That takes a lot of practice. You have to really be a good fighter to do that. It takes a lot of courage. You have to have the courage of a cat burglar to do what Danny Garcia did the other night. To catch on the glove, right? From a right hook, boom, bam, right on the spot. Like that takes a lot. But it wasn't a move. The move that people did not see is the lateral movement. And if you saw the video from last night, you hear me talk about this and break it down. Sorry, I got beet juice on my chair. Give me a second. And so with that being said, he literally took liberty to do the lateral movement. We call this a lateral walk. So he walked laterally, left and right. And so we did a demonstration with my fighters on that video. So if you haven't watched the videos from yesterday, go up there, not the reels, but the longer video. They're like 4 minutes. And it's a great demonstration, but it just shows you how he set the knockout out. So he walked to the left, he walked right, and he did what we call the grunt walk. A lot of you don't know what a lot of those terminologies are because you haven't probably fought at the higher levels of boxing, but this is what you learn when you get to the pros to keep your power. Then he walked forward. So when he broke down the fight, this is how I break the fight down. He took that last, when it was a catch and shoot, boom, with the left, countering the right, but he took the half step back, boom. So he actually knocked him out going backwards. And so I told him, this is basic stuff that we do right here. You know, you can take 10 years to learn it, or you can get Skills Guide all in one book with the videos. If you want to learn how to fight at that level and learn all of those skills, this is called the 52 Weeks Skills Guide. And he did exactly that. So go watch that video. It should be on the page where it says videos. It's probably one of the last 3 videos, but it's just show you how good you can get at basic footwork. And just the basics will get you to a place where in the pros, you'll show up really, really different. And it looked very spectacular, but it was literally the most basic footwork you can do and creates the most dynamic knockouts. It's tremendous how he did that. What's up, man? What's good, chat? Tell me who out here who's boxed before and what city did you box in? Drop it down here in the chat for me. Let me see what you're working with. I don't see nobody. I can't tell. Remember 2 cards. Yeah. Well, if you don't take liberty, I don't know what you're talking about. Read what you write before you write it. Or I don't know if you're not American, but I can't understand what you written down there. But you know, the beautiful thing about the sport is that even though the quality is going down with the professionals, and the YouTube fighters are actually on the rise on a major landscape. I mean, it's obvious they're gonna take over the game soon. So look, Jake Paul has got to fight with Tank, and then next is gonna be Canelo and Jake, or he's gonna literally Jake's going after Anthony Joshua. KSI, like 𝗙𝗪𝗽𝗍, who fought one of my fighters, he fought against one of my fighters, Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson stopped him because he in our training system. He put on what's in this book. Let me show you something. He thought he was gonna come in there and actually have a chance, but you can't come off of YouTube and think you're gonna fight against a real fighting system. So he came out there and he did in this. I'm gonna give y'all this. If you're watching, I'm gonna give you guys this book. So he did what's in here. He did 4 corners on them, pop, 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 and then he ran a kamikaze on them, and then he did the grunt walk. Like he did all 3 things, just totally. That's why I know it's my system, because it's how it's done. So 𝗙𝗪𝗽𝗍, hit me up if you know 𝗙𝗪𝗽𝗍. He actually started following us on Instagram. So I tried to tell him, you should have got the program. You would have been able to stop what he was doing, probably. Because I know Tony Ferguson has been in our system for probably 7, 8 years. At least 6 years, 7 years. Yeah. But you got to understand, at that level of boxing, you better be in the system, man. Because you got to put muscle memory. You got to really get hardwired. And that comes with a process. If not, it's going to be crazy for you to try to do. But he figured it out. He realized this dude is too much and couldn't make it past 3 rounds. You can't when somebody's doing that to you. Like, you're in a system. You're basically being slayed in a calculated way. I don't know. I just think that when you get serious about the sport, you train serious, you know you can't learn boxing on YouTube. You can get tips. Tips ain't gonna help you when you're fighting real fighters who understand what to do with what you got and what are you gonna do when they counter what you did. That tip you learned, what are you gonna do when they start taking that away from you? So that's what you saw the other night when Danny Garcia was fighting that young man, Gonzalez. When Gonzalez didn't know is everybody isn't bedazzled by footwork. So he's circling the ring, and Danny's just doing exactly what I told you he did right here in this book, the 52-week skills guide. There's no skill that you won't learn in here. And the minute he did that, it was good night, sweet prince. Good night, sweet prince. When he realized I can't escape this guy, that's all it is. So since ain't nobody got no questions, I'm gonna slide out, and hopefully you guys learn boxing and don't try to fight somebody that actually knows this shit for real. Because if you do, Gonzalez learned the hard way. It's not as easy to do that stuff you be doing in the mirror when you got somebody in front of you that fights in the system. So be safe, be smart. No matter what you do, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It's strengthening and conditioning. So you'll be checking out Hybrid Fighter Program. So check it out. I'll see you then.